Greetings humanity, and welcome to Channel Otherdoc. I'm Jim. I think I'm Jim. Am I Jim? Yes, I am. We have a...
Yes, you're that Jim.
Okay, that's right. I'm that Jim. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why I named myself that, so that I would know. We're doing sort of a little mini session today. As once again, it's, real life keeps hitting us with a jackhammer, so we're trying to keep going, see what happens, just a little bit at least. I'm Jim. I use he him pronouns. This is Alas for the Angry Void. It is a reskinning of Alas for the Awful Sea by Storybrewers Roleplaying. It's a reskinning to tell a gothic science fiction story set among the stars. We're going to go ahead and go around and say hi to the folks we have with us here today, see who they are, who they're playing, and we will start with Hollow. Hello.
Hello, I'm Hollow. I keep a little dirt under my pillow for the Dirt Man. I play Jackson Mead, our confidant, merchant, and things have been, Go ahead.
Yeah. Yep, things have been.
Yeah.
Yep, there they are. They're just happening.
Yep. Shit's happening.
It is. And now we will head over to Cleric. Hello.
Hello, I'm Cleric of Cord, or Cleric. I'm playing Fergus, the old sea dog, who's been trying to wrangle these cats and herd them. He's only got one cat. There might be a herd of cats, but his passengers are a herd of cats. He just wants to keep people safe and his ship safe, and
yes.
Some sort of threat is happening.
Yeah. Something.
Something. I mean, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I'm sure everything will be fine.
It'll be fine. This is fine.
It'll be
fine.
There's stuff. We're fine. We're good.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're fine.
Absolutely.
But
and if not, there are intoxicants on the board.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. But as part of the being fine process, I'm going to go ahead and just mention you may see us use safety tools from time to time. Like we do with most games on this channel. If we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card, if we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, hold up a card, make an X symbol, and we'll go back and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat, and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil, so it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game may contain gothic themes like gloom, despair, intense emotions, macabre scenes, romance, and curses, along with references to violence, alien creatures, colonialism, crime, death, exploitation, family issues, separation from family, homesickness, loneliness, starvation, sudden decompression, the vacuum of space, and vengeance. If you would like to see that list, I'm typing it in chat. You can type in chat !Alas CW for content warning, and that'll show up. It's also going to periodically show up on rotation there if you're watching live on Twitch. Also, please remember we have an open door policy, which means that any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It's just a game, and mental health is always more important. So, I have a thing that a recap. I have a recap I wrote this a number of weeks ago, so this is perhaps going to be just as much of a surprise to me as it is to anyone else. As we go over this. But a night of grave discontent has fallen on the planet Metaxas in the Tauran sector. The security arm of the Crown Mining Company is out rounding up members of the Darist religion after a message invoking one of their deities was left in the wake of a terrible crime. The nature of that crime is known to very few outside of Crown Towers. Specifically one, Dr. Rust Worsley, who was there to witness it. But the other members of the crew of the Chimera have not heard his account yet, nor have they heard the account of the assassin Levitt Teague, of a recent conflict between herself and the mercenary leader Lennox. There may have been a brief firefight in the spaceport. Someone we've yet to fully identify might have been injured in that exchange. What might be more unsettling is the fact that Jackson Mead, a purveyor of canned goods, and Irina Maynard, who is herself a Darist scholar, have had a civilized conversation. They have exchanged information about recent events, speculations on tonight's occurrences, and the messaging surrounding it. And the fact that Fergus, the ship's pilot, who is, of course, a perfectly normal human, wants to get his crew, and as many of his friends as he can, off this planet as soon as possible. It is increasingly looking like one of those friends, the bookseller and sometime document forger Percival Fielding, will not be accompanying Fergus. The organization for whom Percival creates counterfeit documents is an interstellar crimes syndicate known as the Cinder Throne. Zenobia Quaid, the local head of one of its families, has had a discussion with Fergus about this. Fergus has impressed upon her that a very powerful menace from beyond the stars will be arriving soon, and Zenobia has not reacted to this news well. She now desires to keep a more diligent eye on Percival than before, and with this emergency, he will have many transit documents to forge. On top of all of this, a small number of Darists of the Ashen subsect, followers of a deity known to some as the Magister, have reappeared and are approaching the ship. I'm sure everything will be fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure everything will be fine. So, one thing that we're mentioning just for now is that I think is that we're going to say that unless when Robin returns, if they want to say it differently, that's absolutely fine. What I'll say for now is that Rust has made it back and is probably resting. Has been through a lot. Is probably resting in his cabin or in the med bay, wherever it is that Rust happens to lurk. Irina, upon seeing the Darists, I think is going to just sort of retreat back into the ship and will be back in her room. She's going to be there doing a lot of reading. We will say that Levitt has not returned yet. I have out of above the table, out of character. I have so folks will know, I've been in contact with Katy. And so things are in motion. But what we have now, and Jackson, you will be aware of this. You will become aware of this as perhaps you're sort of looking at the, just like sort of looking around occasionally to see what's happening outside. And you sort of see that there's this trio of folks. They are not currently dressed. They're not currently dressed in their ashen robes. But the one in the middle is the leader of the ashen cult here on Metaxas. I believe Irina told Fergus that her name is Olivia. So she's there. She's got a couple of others with her, and she is approaching the platform, the gangway, upon which Fergus now stands. Would you like to do anything?
It crosses his arms. It's not the robes that give you away.
And they're kind of just going back and looking as they get closer. And Olivia, they stop when you say that. Olivia raises her hands. A little step forward. And I have to look at, it's been a while, I have to look at my notes to see my character notes about folks, sort of finding my touchstones here. Okay. She steps forward. Her hands raised. Just calmly. She seems still pretty calm amidst, calmer than she's been today. Generally. Can we talk?
A little busy.
This will not
What is it
take
you
long.
want? Say your piece.
Can I book passage for a couple of my associates here? Just a couple of my friends here.
What end?
We are being subjected to treatment on this place that is for something that does not even involve us. We did not do that vandalism or whatever it is that they are looking around for. I need to stay here to straighten this out, she says, gesturing back in the direction of the tower. We did not start that riot. I was there. We did not throw the first punch.
There's no room for zealots on board this ship. Can you be reasonable?
And she will nod. You have my word. They will do nothing to disrupt the operations of your ship or those of anyone
All the
on it.
passengers.
Anyone on your ship, passengers or crew.
I may need something from them at some point. Irina knows.
What do you? When you say you may need something from them at some point, are you trying to intimate something in particular? Because I am, Jim has forgotten what we're talking about.
One of the possible ways to stop what's happening may involve doing something on the other place. I don't have the place names.
Oh, right. Gotcha. Mela Station. Yeah.
Right.
I understand.
Mela Station. Yeah. May involve doing something on Mela Station that they are part of. So, no. Agree to help.
I think.
And I'll waive your fee.
Ooh. I don't think it's going to be too difficult, but I would like to see the result of a roll here just because I would like to read some tea leaves. So
Intimidate? Read another's thought?
Yeah, there's so many things we could do here. Well, here's the question. I mean, read another's thought would be if you're trying to sort of gauge their intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Intimidate another is essentially if you're trying to bully them into doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're threatening them, which I don't feel like you've threatened them.
No, not really.
Not exactly. I mean, you don't know the full extent of what's happening to them, so it could almost sound like, I will leave you here to be destroyed by those. You haven't really gone in that direction exactly. So this is right now, to me, feeling like manipulate another. But like I said, if you want to try to do something else, that's possible. What are we thinking?
I think
also, I need to remind, Jackson is inside the ship and Olivia has not seen him yet. So I just wanted to mention that. Because that very well might change her opinion if she saw who was on this ship. Sorry, go ahead.
They asked me to promise something first. If you make that promise, okay. Now, here's the thing. I have a -1 to beauty because Fergus is not a prize in the looks department.
Well, like I said, if you'd rather,
it's going to make this roll. It's going to make this roll interesting. No, this needs to be a roll. It's going to make it interesting.
Oh yeah, well, no, I was saying is if you want to talk a bit more and move it toward intimidation, we could do that. But otherwise, right now it's manipulate another.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh,
hey. Excellent. I just, Katy is in chat. Alas, she's not doing too great right now, but she basically had said, Jackson to Olivia, can I offer you some canned ham in this trying time? Because that would just put the cherry on the whole thing. That's wonderful. That's beautiful. So you've got a 9. And they change the terms to suit themselves or demand concrete assurance first. So she says, I cannot ask them to do anything that will go against the foundation of our beliefs. You understand?
I don't think it'd be anything like that.
If it is nothing like that, then as long as they are not...
I'll protect them from harm as best I can.
They will not kill for you. They will not... I don't know what has to happen.
I don't need them to kill for me, Christ woman. Well, ship woman.
And she sort of looks at the two of them, back and forth, the two of them, and they kind of nod. She says, all right. At least, and she sort of will sort of say she's not exactly whispering to them, but she's sort of more just kind of sort of giving them sort of a blessing, saying a blessing type thing to them. She seems to genuinely care for them, and they will come up onto the ship, and she just sort of looks up and she says, you will keep them safe.
As I do every member of this crew and on this ship.
Thank you. And
he looks at the two ladies. Go on, hurry up.
Yeah. And it's a man and a woman. Go
okay.
in. Go with it, yeah. They will hurriedly go on. They're wearing just sort of they're wearing street clothes, basically, is what it sort of looks like, the equivalent.
Wow.
And she will nod, and she will turn, and she will. She puts up a hood and walks in another direction.
It's a good time just to come out of my quarters. Sounds like we're taking someone on. Is that true?
Aye, 2 more.
Okay.
And
You might want to give them a bit of a berth.
Why would I want to give them a wide berth? They're the cultists, aren't they? Yep. Okay.
I will say that there is someone else now approaching the gangway. Was just sort of kind of waiting for the others to leave. This is another of the individuals that dresses in black and is kind of like, yes, this is someone in the Cinder Throne. But Fergus, this is someone you recognize.
Okay.
It's someone he's like a he'd be kind of at a he's a younger Cinder Throne sort of soldier. He kind of like could be a sergeant level type. Basically, it's hard to say. But you've seen him around for he's been around at different points. So like folks in town know him. Young guy. He grew up on this planet. And he's got very sort of close cropped hair. He's kind of sort of tannish skin. And he's probably like, when does he put him somewhere? He's like around 18 at this point. And his name is Evan. But it's one of those things where it's like, well, he's sort of thus far from what you've seen of his behavior, he hasn't been deeply involved in a lot of stuff, but he's usually around. Especially when there's something that Zenobia is doing. And he will step forward, and just sort of looking around, almost kind of sheepishly. He has kind of this it's a rare thing, he knows how to look kind of menacing when he needs to, but his general demeanor is usually that of someone who's like just kind of tries to be open, I guess. Mm-hmm. And he sort of comes up, Mr. Fergus. I was told I'm supposed to accompany you.
Do you have anything besides what you're wearing?
Oh, I've got a couple weapons. Is that all right?
I meant a bag. Close. Oh. Something that doesn't mark you as what you are or who you work for.
Oh. And he'll...
Right, we'll get you something from ship stores. Get on board. And
he should have supply. They would have given him a knapsack or something.
Yeah.
So he's like, and not a lot. I travel light. And he's carrying a small bag.
So Ferguson, he looks around and he goes, Draco, to take your weapons. Go get yourself a room.
Yes, sir. And he'll go up onto the ship.
Looks like his dad, does he?
I have this strange thing where it's like, I don't know if I want to give you any sort of role here.
Okay.
But I will say, as he passes, and this is, you've seen him before. I don't know if you've talked to him before or not. You have seen him around the bookstore.
He probably hasn't. Yeah, he probably hasn't talked to him other than like a casual hello or something like that he would with anybody else that comes across his path that he's vaguely familiar with.
You
but no,
do see him at the bookstore. You do see him at the bookstore. And as it's sort of like, so there's this little sort of suspicion in the back of your head. It's like, that you've probably had for years. Is that this is because the talk is, the scuttlebutt is basically that this is Zenovia's kid.
Mm-hmm.
This is Evan Quaid.
Yep.
And so he's part of the Quaid family. But he does look like his father some. And so, yeah, he does look...
Fergus does the arithmetic. He's still standing there, he's scowling, he's got his arms crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's doing the math in his head. I just kind of... Right. All right. And he kind of looks up at the moons. What's gonna happen next?
Are you asking? Or are you waiting?
No, I think that's kind of an inner monologue that got spoken aloud.
Okay.
Is there something
kind of thing, like people keep showing up at his ship. He's got a ship to prepare to bust out of here, and he's like,
is there something the matter, Fergus?
"Oh, Jackson."
Yes, I've been here the whole time. Not. Sorry.
Been a lot of last minute passengers.
Okay, well.
Just waiting on a few people. We'll get out of here.
Oh, all right. Are we leaving in the morning? Yes.
We're leaving as soon as the last passenger gets on board.
Oh, that's a change.
Hey. Sorry, go ahead.
Time is growing short, I think.
Short because we are wanted?
Short because there's something coming to destroy this planet.
Say what?
That's why I'm trying to get us out of here.
Is that why everyone is acting so strange? Am I the last to know? I think I'm the last to know.
No.
I'm quite the last to know.
No, you're not the last to know. Pretty sure that our good doctor and the stabby little murderess aren't aware either.
Of course. We're leaving as soon as the last passenger arrives. Of course. I will make preparations.
You're on board the ship. That's all you need to do.
That's how dire it is, I see. I'm just going to go make sure my quarters are in good repair for any sort of abrupt takeoff procedure.
Oh, it'll be smooth enough, I think. But best to be on the safe side. I appreciate your attention to it.
No, I don't think it'll be smooth because we're leaving as soon as you intend to. We're going to blow straight through the security gates. But all right.
We'll see. He hums a little bit. He's got that ever-present tool in his hand, and he hums a little bit and starts kind of tapping on the walls of the ship right there at the gangplank.
Yep,
puts it back in his belt.
Yep, Jackson will go back to his room to curse and swear, things he definitely does not do, in front of other people.
Excellent.
And there's a cat wandering around with a pistol and a couple
yeah.
of knives hanging off of him.
Like, what?
Does
How could it?
Does Trinket have like a harness for carrying things like this?
I think that it would be if he's got. So here's what I'm picturing is the Evan had his knives in a like a belt or a harness type thing.
Yeah.
And Trinket just kind of slipped their head through it, so it's hanging off of them.
Yeah,
and then they've picked up the pistol or whatever it is in their mouth, and they're just trotting through the hallways over to where Fergus's safe is.
Oh, that's so good. You're just going up and goes up to the this little shot of Trinket, who as Fergus sees Trinket as a let me see if I know I wrote this down as sort of gray bedraggled cat.
Yeah. It's the beat up old alley cat.
It's this safe, right? And it just sort of stands, and there's no way the cat can get up to the safe, but we see numbers getting dialed somehow, and the safe opening, and I think that's then we see we have this low shot looking out of the safe, and we see this the belt with the knife and gun getting thrust in there, and the gun kind of getting chucked up on top, just sort of landing, and the safe slamming shut. And then we just once again cut to the exterior, and we see the cat again couldn't possibly have reached the safe, but turns around and starts padding off in another direction.
Right. Fucking cat.
What? How long are we waiting?
You tell me who's on. Is everybody on board?
I can tell you that Levitt has not made it back. There's been no sign of Levitt for hours at this point.
Even after the message that he sent last
even
time.
after the message that you sent.
All right.
I'm gonna ask a.
Yeah, I don't want to take away Katie's agency on her character. So
No. We have plans.
Okay.
No, like, yeah. Jackson just kind of like something destroying the. Damn it. And then he just like, he knows what effect he might get. He goes to his communicator and says, I have thought about it, and I need to see you now.
Oh.
Because I can't leave this person just to die on this planet. So I will abuse their feelings to get them off the planet.
Okay.
Oh.
So you're sending this. I just want to make sure my brain was in the right place. You are sending a message to Signy?
Yeah, like it's like Jackson would feel guilty if she died randomly on the planet, and the problem is like it sounds so absurd, but Fergus said it, so it's probably true. He doesn't say shit, and when he does say shit, it's awfully accurate or awfully true or awfully just portentous. Ugh.
All right. So there's a pause.
But never pretentious.
Yeah. That's me.
There's a moment. There are a few moments. A little time passes, not a lot, when you get a message back. Are you okay?
Jackson like sighs and like, like bobs his head and goes, not without you, as he rolls his eyes.
Just tying some things up. Can you give me an hour? Question mark.
Less if you can, and I will leave a trailing ellipses.
Ooh. I feel like... yeah, we can have this. All right. Yeah. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Then Jackson grumbles. It's like, just I'll be waiting. And then he just kind of like, closes his communicator or closes the thing on his wrist or whatever it is. Like, we haven't really described it much, but it sends video, so it's probably closable. And he will grumble. There, I will be guilt-free and terribly occupied.
So, out of curiosity, Fergus, are you taking off within the next 45 minutes, or?
If
it looks like there's another passenger coming potentially.
yeah, that's what's gonna ask. Does Jackson tell Fergus that there's somebody coming?
Yeah, after he's like he's sulking out of his quarters. We have one more. I will pay their passage, which is something Jackson would probably never do on most circumstances.
Yeah. Jackson hates giving up a can of ham.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he doesn't want to argue with you either.
All right.
So, yeah, and actually this works. So, Signy will probably arrive in a moment. In a few, within like 45 minutes or so. But before that happens, I will note that Fergus, you get a ping that there is a transmission coming in.
They kind of they walk up to the gangplank so that they're just inside the ship, but still watching outside, and take the message.
It's a private transmission, dedicated band. Do you want to take it out here?
Just in the hallway inside the ship.
Okay. Do you want anyone else to hear this? I'm wondering.
No.
Okay.
He'll ask Jackson to kindly wait in his quarters, and he'll let him know when his guest arrived.
Okay. Fantastic. Why are we assuming it's my guest? It's just you're
the one that just told me now that you had somebody coming.
Well, yes,
that makes them your guest.
Okay, just fine. That's fine. Yes, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going back to my quarters.
I'm not intimating anything else.
I'm going to my quarters. God, they're just a friend. God.
Okay, so this is an audio message that you're getting. Okay. If need be, you can replay it for other folks. But here is the audio message that you receive.
Hello? Is this thing on? Okay. Hello, it's your good friend Levitt. Surprise! I'm not sure if you noticed by now, but I am missing, and it is because I am on the Timberwolf, which is the ship that belongs to my old friend, acquaintance, Hickory. I think it's Jackson that tends to say that actions have consequences, and although I don't really tend to subscribe to that mantra, it might have come back to bite me in the ass. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He has told me to kindly warn you to leave the Toran sector and stay out for the next 5 days. I haven't been harmed, but, if anyone were to mess with his plans, perhaps I would be, and I am one to think that maybe none of you want that to happen, perhaps? I would think not. I like to think I'm an asset to the crew. Anyway, I'm also, Rust, if you are listening, your friend, Dr. Stoppard is actually here as well. If you don't want to come for me, you might want to come get her. He also hasn't been hurt. Anyway, please come and get me, help me. I might for once actually be in over my head.
So that's the message that you got.
I'm going to send a private text message to Ross that just says, Levitt not leaving with us, but is off planet. Dr. Stoppard with her. I'm raising her rates of passage. And that's it. That's the message.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Fergus is just this is an 18+ stream, I'm guessing. So the words coming out of Fergus's mouth are variations on fuck, shit, damn, I'm gonna kill somebody, that little witch, I can't believe more trouble than she's worth. I've got to pull her fucking ass out of the fire too. Right.
Why can't we all be sensible like Jax?
I know, right?
Oh, look at Katy.
I have zero drama.
Katy's chaos monkeys are the best chaos monkeys.
Oh, they
I just
are.
want to put this out there. I just want to put this out there for everyone. When Katy plays a chaos monkey, it is they are to die for, or they die.
Truth.
One of the two.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Fergus is like, they send they'll send Trinket to watch the gangplank and let them know when somebody is coming. Meanwhile, Fergus is kind of walking down the hallways and humming and tapping on the walls in various places. It seems random, kind of doesn't really make sense, but that's what they're doing. And what he's doing is preparing the ship to take off.
Gotcha.
And as soon as he hears from Trinket about Jackson's guest arriving, he'll head to the gangplank to get him on board.
So, yeah. So you make your preparations, and not terribly longer after that, you will get word that someone else is asking for permission to board.
Okay. Fergus goes down gangplank.
You will see Signy Norman, whom I've described before, but I don't know if this is someone you have seen before. This is.
I don't think so.
Well, if it is, then it wouldn't be on this visit.
Right.
This is someone who is around here on this planet a lot.
But they tend to stay more inner ring, right?
Yes, typically.
So maybe in passing at one, but unlikely.
She has a sizable chunk of. You've heard she has a sizable chunk of real estate, but maybe. If you've heard anything about her, I don't know if you've heard anything about her. This would be great if we had that move from Urban Shadows, but we don't.
Yeah.
So anyway. The Signy is short. She has sort of the sort of ash blonde hair, I think. And she wears she's wearing a long coat, but under it, she is wearing a uniform of the Ascendancy. She's probably one of the more public-facing members of the Ascendancy, it's a white and red kind of jacket and trousers, sort of semi-military looking type thing a little bit. And the coat is sort of one of those long things where it's like the coat is probably concealing a couple of weapons. Fergus has been around long enough. You've probably heard. I don't know if we've talked about the Ascendancy.
Yeah, we have a little bit.
Yeah, so I think you've heard of them, at least,
yeah.
and so you
He's
know
aware
kind
of
of things that they're about. They've been around a while, so she will. She has. Let's see. She's carrying a small bag, and she's carrying a
Oh no.
She's
that's later, Katy. That's later.
Yeah. That's there. Maybe we don't know.
It's in the
at some
small
point,
bag
yeah.
that she's carrying.
Yeah, she's got a small bag. She's got a bag. But then she is also carrying with her a sort of in her other hand. It's kind of it's a sort of a leash device thing where you have where that you use to carry cargo. There's a small it's not a big pallet. It's a sort of a small pallet that's hovering sort of just a little bit behind her with a few boxes on it.
And you would be.
And she steps forward. She steps forward. There's some sort of little bow. Signy Norman, pleased to meet you.
Right.
Mr. Fergus?
You can leave off the mister. What's in the boxes?
And she'll go ahead and she turns in. Ham.
More ham.
Yes, we're helping Mr. Jack. We're helping Mr. Mead recover his stock. I gathered up as much as I could on as much as we had ready on short notice.
You don't mind if I take a look then?
Be my guest.
So yeah, he's going right there on the gangplank. He is going to open up the boxes and verify contents.
Yes. And you will see.
Verify trinket. I see what you're doing.
So you basically will see in there that it is yes, you see these tins of ham inside these smaller sort of little crate. They're not orange crate sized roughly, so
okay.
They're pick upable. And this is not the same brand of ham that Jackson normally sells, but this is ham from the Inner Ring. So it's generally it's a little bit more expensive typically to get than the kind of stuff that Jackson sells.
Okay.
It's a sort of a prime type ham.
Right. First, looks that has Trinket come out to sniff the boxes of ham? Because Trinket is not going to pass that
Yes. Yes, Trinket is just suddenly there.
Okay. If Trinket is acting like this is Ham, then Fergus will trust that this is Ham. Close up the boxes.
And Trinket has come out, and Signy will sort of smile and sort of and just sort of crouch down a little bit. Will not automatically touch, but we'll
right.
Oh, how lovely! And she starts almost to reach her hand out. She looks up. May I? She says, looking at you, assuming this is your cat.
Yep. What does Trinket look like to Signy?
So no one
in my
can
head, it's going to see. In my head, they're seeing a white Persian, but
that is exactly what she is seeing. That's
okay.
That's basically from.
That's what Trinket would put on for a lady.
Yeah. This is no. That's that. I looked up. I looked up for a moment. Most noble cat breed, and yes, this is a Persian. To Signy, and so she just sort of. Very, very like, oh, look at you. Aren't you handsome? And
this is Trinket.
Yeah, Trinket seems like Trinket kind of eyes you for a second. It's like, hey, don't I got a good source of ham possibly going here. Don't mess with it.
He's friendly enough.
Trinket's like, don't mess with my game. Don't mess with my game.
It's for love. As a matter of fact, Trinket will show you to your quarters and leave your weapons outside in the hallway, all of them.
Oh, now
I'll gather them up later.
Oh no, I should mention one of my weapons is an heirloom. I do have to keep it very.
It'll go in my safe.
I have to keep it very near to hand, just in.
No, you don't. Not on my ship. My policy. My ship.
And she will hold eye contact for just a moment, just like an extra moment, as though there might be something else behind that. But maybe not. She's hard to read.
Can I read her thoughts?
Yes, please.
All right, let's do this. Not the smartest. Let's see what happens.
Okay,
take an 8.
8. So, one anytime during the course of your interaction, one of these questions.
Okay. Hence, I think the one thing Fergus wants to know is, what does this character intend to do? Especially especially in regards to the weapon.
Oh, okay. She's not actually that worried. She would have thought it would have been nice. She's actually she's wondering what you'll make of it. But she is yeah, as far as the weapon is concerned, she doesn't seem to feel as though she is losing any control by handing it over to you.
Okay.
In this context, at least.
Okay. So just leave your weapons here with me. I'll get them stored. Trinket, I'll show you to your room. Trinket, I believe there's Jackson that's open.
Do you
sending the cat to my room? Betrayed.
Cabin next door.
Oh, okay.
Cabin next door. Okay. And quick question. So you're sending you want her to hand the weapons to Trinket, and Trinket will take the weapons?
I want her to leave the weapons here with Fergus. Trinket will walk her to her room, the cabin next to Jackson's.
Okay. So you do get from her body language, though, that this weapon is kind of a slightly rarer type thing. One of them. She has a gun, sort of a smaller gun, and that's fine. She just hands that over. The other weapon is one of these. You've probably seen these before because, again, you've been around so long. The Ascendancy have a very special type of blade that they carry.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember that.
It's been a while. Let me see if I wrote down once a description of this because not too long ago because I thought it might come in handy for me to read off of. Let me see. As soon as I can find it, there it is. I think. Let's see. They an ascendancy blade. It appears to be a little bit thicker than a rapier, but it's kind of when it comes out, it's like the rapier handle, and they have different kinds of they vary by owner as to the different sort of fancy work on them, but they all look fancy in some way. It looks when inactive like a short blunt dagger, sometimes with a fancy hilt. But hers is a little bit basket hilted. And it has what looks like kind of a coat of arms type symbol on it, emblazoned into it. That looks like a serpent or dragon or something coiled around the base of a castle tower. And sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say he'll take note of that, but it's something that he's just filed away in his.
Yeah. And so that's when it's inactive. You've seen these active probably before. Because you've been around so long, because they do sometimes duel each other in public.
Yep.
When it's turned on, the metal blade telescopes out and vibrates with energy, undergoing a minor dimensional shift that makes it closer to being a monofilament blade. Just a tad thicker than that. So it's not like a single filament, but still much sharper than any regular blade is capable of being. She will very carefully hand this to you, in that sense. And she says, nearly forgot. I've got, you're the pilot, yes?
Yes, I
I
am.
have some codes for you.
Nice.
Might help you out for whenever you're ready to take off. Should we talk about that? There's about how
I'm sure it'll be fine.
The flight path does require a stop up at the moon, at Azoth for just a bit, and from there you can get pretty much anywhere you need to.
I appreciate the information. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. And if you could actually you could just drop me off back up at Azoth before you go wherever you need to go.
I was under the impression that you were coming for the entire trip with Jackson.
I could. It sort of remains to be seen. We have to talk to him a little bit first.
All right, I'll let you get settled so I can make preparations.
If you want to use these, all you have to do is you have to stop. You have to land on the moon for just a little bit, but then let's give it like an hour, and then you can go anywhere you need to.
Of course, thank you.
And she'll hand you the little data chit.
He puts it in a pocket. Goes back to crossing his arms.
Yeah. Azoth, and hearing that is like, does she freaking have land on Azoth? Is your first thought? Because Azoth is, here's the deal. You do know a little bit about its reputation also. And there are not a lot of people up there, but it is kind of because the moon is considered haunted. Somewhat.
Yeah, isn't this the one that they told him to look up to? If he needed
yes,
them?
it is.
Yes, it is. Yes,
okay.
It is.
Yeah, it's got that sort of a reputation. There's an old estate up there, but it's So. But at the same time, if she has land up there, then
yeah,
moon's haunted.
Yes. No, the moon is an egg. We've already
Who knows?
That was the stuff. Who knows?
Could be. But yeah, there's basically a lot of there are a number of local legends about that moon and about the family that used to live up there.
Yep. Oh, and as she starts to walk away, Fergus is going to go, one more thing, Miss Norman. Ditch the uniform.
Oh, why? Why?
Because I don't want any trouble on my ship.
You have people on board that might be a bit recalcitrant.
Ditch the uniform, Miss Norman, or get off the ship.
Oh, ditch the uniform or get off the ship. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll be making a general announcement just before we take off. But please change.
Oh. I don't know if I'm going to ask you to manipulate another on this or not.
I'll intimidate her. He's basically threatened her. Get rid of it, or change, or you can leave the ship.
It depends on how much she considers that a threat. And let's go ahead and I'd like you to go ahead and roll plus Brawn, because I kind of want to read the tea leaves here.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. Okay.
Oops.
So that's a 6.
Nice.
She smiles as you sort of you're doing, and you tower over this woman. And she's here just like, I'm good. She smiles and when you say, well, I shall have to come up with an excuse to ditch the uniform then. All right, aye, Captain. And
Good day, miss.
She heads to her quarters.
Fergus he takes one last look around docks, turns around, walks in, turns his back on the docks to walk in, slams the button to close the gangplank. I can finally. I starts making preparations to get off this place.
All right. You are starting your pre-flight check.
Yes.
And so Jackson, you're in your quarters, is that right?
I am in my quarters. I was told to stay in my quarters until I was told about my guest. I've done enough fractional arguing with with Fergus for the month. I only argue with him in fourths.
I guess then, Fergus, do you inform Jackson that his guest is on board?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll send a message.
Jackson,
I put our quarters next to yours.
Yeah.
There's nothing that he even believes in praying to, except for just like the luck of the deal. Just like, oh.
And then the message comes back again. Trinket's bringing her.
Damn you, Fergus.
Yeah. So with that knowledge, then, do you, Jackson? Do you stay in your quarters, or do you do anything different?
No, I have to be at least cordial and receive my guest. That is what a proper, a proper person would do, is receive the guests they've, very abruptly, invited onto the ship to potentially save their life. Not that she knows that, and I'm not going to tell her. So.
And so do you try to intercept her on the way to the quarters, or what?
I stand out. If it's next door to my quarters, I very casually stand outside my quarters. And I'm on ship. I have very unconventional fuzzy slippers. Just looking at my sheet, it says unsensible travel clothing. So yeah, like fuzzy slippers, socks, a smoking jacket, just like.
I'm picturing inside out Uggs.
Yeah.
She will so you're there, you're waiting. I am imagining this part of the ship this, as we need to remember here, this was a kind of a small cruise ship, basically, type deal, sort of the equivalent. And so you have these sort of the passenger cabins. So you have this sort of this hallway that was once a gleaming hallway, gleaming white hallway, and I'm imagining that it's sort of there's this like sort of curved, and so coming around the bend, the first thing you will notice is the horrible orange cat is like sort of trotting forward, and behind the cat, you see coming into view Signy. She is as I described her before, and she just kind of lights up when she sees you, as she's coming up, she is not carrying the. She left the leashed boxes in the cargo hold, presumably. But she will step forward. She'll step forward. Oh, Mr. Mead.
Yes, Jackson will pull on the face of exactly what is expected. Signy, wonderful to see you. I'm so glad you could be here on such short notice.
Oh. And she will stop. She'll stop by there, Trinket will just sort of go a little bit further toward her door, and just sort of sit, staring at the two of you. She will. Trinket. I'm sorry. Did I say Fergus? Or did I say? Trinket. Okay.
Yeah, Trinket's here.
Trinket's here. So Signy will be like, well, it sounded very urgent, and so I thought, I simply mustn't disappoint you.
Well, and I would not like to disappoint you, as I take my foot and slide a can of ham in Trinket's direction. Here's the tax. Here's the ham. Here's the ham tax.
The bribe has been presented. She kind of sort of sees it, notes it happening, kind of almost chuckles a little bit internally at it. And so Trinket will look up, just sort of nod, and we'll you hear sort of the can of ham scooting across the floor as Trinket is sort of apparently pushing in front of itself. We're not sure what's happening there as far as the laws of physics go.
After what happened the last time I dealt with Trinket, I don't even care what he does at this point, because I'm pretty sure he turned into an 8-foot tall creature made of shadow behind me, and who's to say? So
who knows?
Fuck it.
Who knows?
He needs a ham tax. he gets a ham tax. That's
Gets a
just
ham
how I have
tax.
to live my life now. Like,
Oh, there it is. And so Signal will say, "Oh, by the way, I've got. I was able to get. It was a little short notice, but some of it was ready. I was able to get a hold of 8 cases, and it's down to the hold."
yes, I look her directly in the eyes and say, "Well, thank you for thinking of me."
Oh well. I must mean sometimes it's hard not to. And she will say, "Oh, I have something else. I have one other thing for you. It's all right."
Of course.
And she takes out this little box that she opens, a sort of little, kind of a velvet box, but it's a sort of little velvet kind of jewelry box. It has. She sort of she takes out this a pin. It has a pin in it. And the pin it's a symbol that you have seen. That you saw it at the Quantum Line Initiative. It shows. It looks like kind of it's sort of a gateway with a sort of a sort of brightly shining star in the middle, and says we'd like you to when you're helping doing business up on the station and sort of stumping a bit for the initiative, we'd like you to wear this if that would be all right.
I look at it. Is that an ascendancy pin that she's giving me?
Not ascendancy, no. It is Quantum Line Initiative.
Initiative. Okay, cool. Okay, great. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be caught up with the ascendancy directly.
Oh, no, of course not.
No.
And she says, and she'll say, and I think it would look quite good on you. And she actually goes to, she's like, "May I?"
Of course.
And she does that thing where she sort of will lean in, and she knows that you're wearing a smoking jacket right now. This is not what you're going to be wearing, but she wants to see it on you. She'll do the thing where she kind of will lean in, and her hands necklace just sort of gently brush if the sort of the chest area. And she will take a little bit too long to pin it on you.
I will take her hands and I will kiss her hands. You know, we should see what else looks good.
She will smile for a moment and just sort of I have to no we're playing. I don't need another roll right now because this is playing out actually a thing from a while ago. She'll say, "Do you know?" And she says, "You know, your pilot gave me a rather interesting directive. Shall we talk about it?"
Certainly.
And she's moving as if to go into your quarters. Do you let her do it?
I let her do it.
And do you follow her in?
I follow her in. I don't
feel
even
like
stab her.
Do we feel as though this is a good place to fade to black?
Yes, I believe so.
All right. Things happen.
An occurrence.
An occurrence! And the funny thing is they're happening while the ship is going to try to take off, so this will be fun.
The extra G-forces to weightlessness for briefly may provide interesting.
It could enhance the experience. Hard to say. So, Fergus.
Yes, sir.
You are preparing, I assume, a launch sequence of some kind.
Yep.
I need to know if you're going to be trying to use the codes that...
Nope.
You will not use the codes. Okay.
I will not. One, Fergus doesn't trust her.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he saw the Ascendancy uniform, he was like, he doesn't trust the codes, and he sure as shit is not stopping on that moon.
Okay.
So if he doesn't use the codes, he doesn't have to deal with her request to stop on the moon.
Okay. So what are we doing?
We've discussed this role.
A little bit, maybe. Let's refresh our memories. What are we doing?
Fergus is going to use one of his creature moves. Others like me, when you call upon creatures like you for aid, roll plus beyond. On a success, they come to help, and then it goes from there.
Okay, and you want to do this before you take off, I assume.
Yes, they're making the hole. Is the way he sees it.
Well, we'll see. Mm-hmm. They're making. I'm sorry. To be clear,
they're making the hole. They're clearing the way.
Well, we'll see.
The way.
We'll see how this goes.
Hopefully. Yes.
So, yes. I assume then you're. So to be clear, are you? I want to make sure, because I remember when we talked about this, but I want to make sure I've got this right. Are you trying to commune again with the thing on the moon?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Because I have a +1 to this roll with them.
Well.
Okay. So this is since this is your creature move.
Yep.
Let me get to the creature move. Others me.
I can copy and paste it for you.
I got it here, but
Okay.
We'll see where this goes. So you roll plus beyond, and we'll see how this does.
All right. Oh shit. Okay. Wow. And so I mean, even the +1's not going to help with this. So,
I can't wait.
But your entreaties raise suspicion on your true nature.
Yep.
Well, this will be interesting.
Yep. And again, Fergus's preparations for this and the way he's doing this is he's walking through the ship singing and kind of tapping on the walls at various points with the one tool that he carries as he's doing this. And he's also made an announcement to the ship just before he calls on them, which is, folks, welcome aboard the CS Chimera. I'm going to ask you to remove any identifying garments. You spill blood, yours will be the one that's spilled last. Keep it friendly. Keep it polite. We'll be on our way. Click.
Well, shit.
And you're like, oh. And do you let me find something appropriate here. Hang on. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is what we were going to do. Yes.
Oh boy.
So did you is the captain still activated right now?
No.
Okay, you've turned the captain off.
I've turned just about everything that's unnecessary off.
And you have a sense that there is some vibration that is being returned, but you're not sure exactly what it is that is happening right now. So that there has been no direct contact as of yet. What would you like to do?
We're gone. We're pushing away. We're launching.
All right. As you are starting up, as you are entering your sequence that is going to, where clearly any ship, they're going to see the engines come on. And you're going to get the tower is pinging you. The tower is hailing you. And if you desire to hear what they're saying, They're saying, Chimera, you've not been cleared to take off. Do you have company approval? Do you have company codes? Is there something? You know, please, if you have company codes, please transmit them. Otherwise, please turn your engines back off.
So he's going to try and put them off because he still doesn't know at what point these people, the beings, might intervene.
Mm-hmm.
Be advised, I have a member aboard this ship. They've requested that I not tend their codes as they're trying to keep their presence limited. The knowledge of their presence limited. But rest assured, I do have a member on board. Click.
Well, you're not sure if they bought that or not, but...
We're that kidnapping plot we've become part of?
But this is not a thing they're going to buy for long, but if you like, you can roll a manipulation to see if it buys you time.
Sure, why not? It can't get worse than a 4, right? Well, actually, yes, it can, because I have a -1 to this.
Oh, okay.
Yep, see, told you, it can get worse.
Oh!
See, I rolled so well the other night. I rolled so well the other night, and now RNGesus is getting back at me for it.
Oh, RNGesus, you giveth and taketh away.
Yes.
So, the cannon is not armed. Is powering up. It's not like it's like staring right at you. They have a as we established in the fiction earlier, they have a cannon. They do also have vessels that they could scramble.
Yep.
Well,
but you hear the alarm going off. What do you do?
Fergus is singing, "Now would be a really good time," and enters in the codes, pulls out the data chip, and transmits.
You enter it. Are you entering in the code you were given?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. There's a moment. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I said, I see. That's how I get Fergus to actually agree with me. I need a cannon.
Sometimes.
And you slowly are putting in the codes, and the cannon is like hovering, and it's like there's this moment as you're starting to are you trying to take off? Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You've not gotten clearance yet. You're starting to take off, but you have sent the codes.
Yep.
And stand by, authenticating. Please return to the ground. Please return to the ground. We see the Chimera starting to rise. We see the cannons starting to zoom up and point at you. Starting to pulse a bit. We see a couple of fighters start to zoom in from across the horizon. They're coming closer.
Can I open a video connection?
To what? To whom?
To the tower.
To the tower?
Yep.
Yeah, you can open a video connection to the tower.
I'm going to reveal my true form over video connection to the tower.
Oh, okay.
This is who I am.
Well, yeah. Okay. So you get the tower. The tower. The lady at the tower is like, it's like Chimera, please, Chimera, you have not yet been authorized to take off. Please cease. She's basically saying there. She's got her company uniform on.
Yep. I hit the video connection, true form. Go, no, I'm leaving the planet now. And I rolled an 8.
Okay. You choose 2 of the things.
They hesitate and are distracted, giving us enough time to get past.
Okay. You are not immune to harm. You have not revealed an opportunity created, and you have not discovered a way in, out, or past. All right.
It says only you can traverse, so I'm assuming that meant me as Fergus as an individual.
Oh.
That's why I chose the other two.
Oh no, a thing's about to happen.
Yeah.
But because we're still resolving your first roll, also.
Yes,
but the thing is happening. So they see you, and the fighter, and you see for a moment she just sort of is like, is this? What do we see, Fergus? What does the camera see? What are they seeing?
What the camera sees is, if you've ever seen an anglerfish, especially like the one from Finding Dory with the big flat eyes and the bulbous head, dark, and all of a sudden a dim light clicks on that's coming from around them somewhere, just enough to show this, and then he grins and his mouth stretches much wider than it should, and it is just filled with needle sharp teeth, just like overflowing with needle sharp teeth, and the rest of him kind of shrinks a little bit and becomes dark and amorphous, but that head with those big flat and just huge eyes with the little dim light and mouthful of teeth. I'm leaving.
And the color drains out of her face for the most part. And she's like, she holds up sort of the communicator thing. She's like, "You're off." She says to the, not to you, but to the, you hear her say that to the fighters. Hold.
Fergus
Control,
is
we
like
have a...
pushing
I don't know, do you
accelerator.
keep the link on or do you turn the link off?
Oh, he keeps the link on. He's holding eye contact with her as he's pushing the accelerator on the
you
ship.
can hear her starting to, as you're starting to accelerate, she's like, we have a... And she goes, "Control, xeno-organism." And as the ship is starting to rise. Now, the fighters have veered off. The cannon is still following you.
Mm-hmm. Punch
There
it.
is a moment. Because
No.
your entreaties raise suspicion of your true nature. The light vibration you've heard around you. Suddenly, very quickly, goes from like 0 to 60, as it were. It's like, it spikes. And there's this light, sort of, that shimmers around the Chimera. And as you accelerate, you find the ship entering a tunnel. A tunnel of coruscating light.
Oops.
Circles around and around as you find yourself, the Chimera. Jackson, you will note this is a moment when G-forces are active. This is more than you've ever felt on this ship, actually.
That's the worst.
Yeah. Possibly in more ways than one.
Well, I can't see out any of the ports, so it's like I'm just worried about what has Fergus so spooked, because he's usually more careful about everything. Like, how bad is it? How bad is this planetary destruction? Is it like a little bit, like maybe like meteor fall or something, like like something localized? Is it the whole fucking planet? Like, what is happening that has Fergus so spooked?
I'll tell you one thing. The outer wall of your quarters is this it's a little subtle. But you could almost swear you see this sheen of colors.
Might in fact be a
Coming
color
off of
from
it.
out of space.
Mayhap.
Oh,
And the thing I will mention, Signy seems to notice and smiles very, very broadly, almost like she's relieved. And she will say to you, I knew you were special. And she looks into your eyes. This tunnel you are accelerating up.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot veer off. You're going very fast. And you see, it's a short trip because you see what's at the end of it.
Uh-huh.
The moon of Azoth comes screaming toward you.
Well, I was kind of hoping to avoid this.
You are being, it's like almost being spat out through a straw.
Mm-hmm.
Directly toward this dark structure on the surface of the moon. It is meant to look like a castle. An old castle that has been traditionally thought to be somewhat in ruins for some time.
Does it remind
Castle
me of a
Haberlane.
certain-
This
Does
is
it remind
Castle.
me of a certain coat of arms?
A little bit, yes.
Great.
This is Castle Haberlane. The Haberlane family lives there. Or did, once upon a time. It's a little unclear. There's rumors there's a horrible thing up there that holds them there. And you find the ship careening toward the castle's docking area. Now, you're going to need to probably do something
Yes.
to not crash.
Yes. So Fergus grabs to make the general announcement again, and his voice will sound funny. Jackson will notice that Fergus doesn't quite sound like himself. Voice is kind of thick and bushy. Strap in. Prepare for a crash landing. Let's see you folks on the other side. Click. And he's going to, every maneuver, he's going to pull up the AI captain, the AI navigator, all of the AI support that he's got, and do the best they can to mitigate this landing. Would you like me to act under pressure?
I feel like
I have a
that's
feeling
yeah, unless you got
Yeah.
anything else that...
No, I have a
strangely,
feeling-
I don't understand why a game about 19th century sea vessels doesn't have spaceship piloting the mechanics
Well, we don't have a
specific to it.
captain playbook,
That's right,
but
all right. We do. Well, yeah, that's true. There is a captain playbook, but yeah. So at this point, you would be acting under pressure. Yeah.
all right, here we go.
Ah,
Oh, thank you.
excellent.
Finally. This could have been very, very bad. This could have been the end. I mean, Levitt would have been off on the Timberwolf,
Yeah.
but yeah, this could have.
Levitt would have been fine.
Yeah, Levitt would have been fine because I mean, we would no longer be in the Torrid sector. So requests made. There were requests.
Yeah.
Conditions accepted and done. Okay, so yeah, that happens.
Jackson, you've been told to prepare for a crash landing. Are you doing so?
Yeah, I do. I take that very seriously. I don't think
Excellent.
we've had one of those.
No. Signy does the same. She is excited about this. And
Oh man, I don't like that either.
she's just thrilled.
And it's not because of the smoking jacket.
The Chimera its walls, its shape still glistening with these revolving colors that they saw down in the docking bay, by the way. That's when they started. As it was taking off. I forgot to describe this, but everyone in the docking bay saw this ship do this. Following your pilot training that you've trained yourself over the last century or so.
Or two. Yeah.
Or two. I can't remember how long it's been. It's been a while.
Long time.
Okay. Pull back. The Chimera, with a mighty whump, comes sliding into the docking bay and screeches to a halt just a few meters from the far wall underneath Castle Haberland.
Oh, well, that wasn't so bad now, was it?
You've arrived. And Jackson will immediately hear, as soon as the ship rumbles to a halt, we'll hear Signy say, "We are here." And I think maybe, would you folks be good with us going ahead and pausing it here?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because we're gonna give just an opportunity in case folks might want to leap in at this point. Because this feels like a good leaping on point.
Okay.
As this might affect other folks on the ship. But you have successfully made it off the planet. Congratulations.
Not as far as we wanted to get, but at least we're off. So that did not go as planned.
It did not go quite as planned.
No.
But, we made it. We made it off.
And you got to scare a few people.
Yes.
It's been a while.
That's the best
It's been a
part. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out and playing through this a little bit, so we can do some. I'm so glad we were able to do more stuff. I really am.
Yes.
I think I did. I actually think I needed this today. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So hopefully we'll be able to have more folks here next time if we're able to get the. If the guillotine of reality stops landing on us, we'll see. But we're going to go ahead and do our outros. Feel free to tell folks where they can find you, and feel free to plug anything you like, and give us any final thoughts you had about this session and this mini session. And we will start with Cleric.
Hello, I'm Cleric of Court. You can find me loitering in a bunch of different Discord servers. I tend to lurk. Same with Blue Sky. I'm a lurker. I don't really have anything going on right now except for this. So hopefully we'll see you here next Sunday. I do have some tentative stuff coming up later this year, possibly this summer. We'll see how that goes. I'm really excited, and I really can't wait to start talking about it in greater detail. We've been planning this role for Fergus to escape the planet for months. It feels like forever. And this is a +1 hold that he's had since like third session, I think.
Yeah.
And just specifically when things started moving towards this role, it's in my notes everywhere. And that was hands down probably the most disappointing role I've ever had, and it makes me feel bad. But you know what? This for me is the prime example of failing upwards, because this story just got a whole lot more interesting. And I am so excited to see where we go from here, because I wasn't planning for it, and now here we are. And apologizing to Terrifying Jackson with Trinket, because it's just way too much fun. And we'll see y'all next week, hopefully.
Yay! Awesome. Excellent piloting. Very good. And we'll now head over to Hollow.
Hey, I'm Hollow. I'm not in anything currently, so if you have something, if there's like casting calls for other games, I'm pretty free. I'm just doing this on Sundays, and you can find me on Blue Sky at Hollow Invective.
Yay! Excellent. I didn't know if you were going to call her or not, but it was fascinating to see that happen. Very cool. Just because they're just the additional meaning that will soon be coming out, I think, about everything. Things are in motion. Well, as for me, I'm Jim. In most cases, I can find me at OtherDoc on Twitch, YouTube, and most social media platforms. Wherever I'm not OtherDoc, I'm Jim Yes That Jim. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. Down below, you can access my website, social media links, YouTube channel, and various other things. So right now, I don't have a lot going on TTRPG-wise. I'm sort of resetting and letting my brain figure things out to an extent. But there's more stuff coming up. Just gotta dot the I's and cross the T's? I believe that's the right way around. So just sort of figuring things out there. So if we're able to, we will try to keep going with this on Sunday afternoons. So hopefully we will be back next week to do this, should reality allow it. But I will say it has been an absolute joy getting to tell the story up till this point with everyone. And I'm always excited to see what the players do, because I have no idea what's really going to happen. So I was very much in the dark myself, but it's kind of neat seeing how this happened. So that's about all I've got. When we hit the end card, we're going to go say hi to somebody. Let's see, they're doing one shot, I think, over on Lost Caravan. We might go say hi to them. There's some stuff happening on a couple of other channels also. So we'll figure it out. But feel free, if you're so inclined, to hang on and say hi to them with us. That again will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.